Hey, I just want to make a quick video of my day. It is, what day is it today? I think it's like July 17th, 2023. And just want to make a quick video so I can kind of remember this moment or share it with anybody who is going to click on my videos. But I am in Miami, Florida, and I never really ever explored Miami. So this is a shot of my hotel. It's almost like a painting. Very nice. And I don't know, I kind of want to explore Miami more. I should have, it's very difficult to say. I am starting to think that I should just travel the world with my situation. And it's a shame I can't really leave the premises here. So I don't know. I've been kind of thinking to myself a lot, and I've also been watching some YouTube channels on other people traveling the world and coming up with ideas. The problem with traveling the world is like once you decide to buy something or your method of transport, mainly, or your home and lodging, you're stuck. So, I mean, a lot of people they buy a home in the United States and they stay stuck in that home for their 20, 30 years easily. And sure, they're doing good financially, but are they really living their best life? Are they experiencing the world? I mean, would they have enjoyed their life more if they went to go travel and they gave up some of that money? What is it? How valuable is that money really? It's just digitized time, and it's like okay, you have a lot of this digitized time, but do you have actual time to use it? And I think the answer for a lot of people is just no. It's like they probably are going to look at the deathbeds and be like, "Dang, I have a lot of papers on my name or like digits next to my name. That doesn't mean anything if I didn't get to use the digits." So it's like, how do you use the digits the most, or how do you like find that perfect balance? And I don't know. I've been looking at a lot of videos, and one channel kind of caught my eye recently. I don't know if I should mention it because I've seen so many channels, but basically it's a channel of a guy just on a folding bicycle. And the reason why folding bicycle is so good is because you can travel. Let's see if I can get a good shot. I don't think it will auto adjust. Only if I like leave. Now if I come back. Anyway, but yeah, the reason why a folding bike is really good is because you can just put it on your luggage and take it through the airport. And I've already been traveling with just a backpack, so that's already a plus. Like I could just get my backpack, put the folding bike as luggage, and then go travel somewhere. And a large issue that I've had with being in new places is, well, one is I don't have the time to really get to enjoy a place because I'm always stuck on this computer. Even for like 4 hours a day is a little too much for me. I almost wish I just lost my job because then I know I could just kind of go and travel. Like the only thing I would spend money on is probably food, and I would just like sleep in tents. Maybe every once in a while it's get an Airbnb. I don't know if I would like that stuff, but I at least want to try it. And I can't try it. I mean, I'm gonna try it to do that when I get back to the United States, I guess. And like first, I'll probably try to sleep in someone's backyard. Like maybe ask one of my relatives or something if I can try to camp in their backyard and see if I can sleep there and actually like handle sleeping because my sleep's already pretty bad as it is. I need to get better at it and come up with strategies. But another thing is lodging. Like to make money and to get digits next to my name, I need this computer. I need to be like next computer, give it some love and attention, make sure my mouse mover's on, and then kind of step away, I guess. But still, like even sitting in a meeting could take like at least an hour. And then also like checking various things like email and code commits and doing minor adjustments of things. That could take up another hour, 2 hours easily. That's like 3 hours of my day at least. And it also means my day is committed to this kind of like type of room. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like it, but being in a hotel and stuff is nice. But this is just luck, kind of. This hotel would have cost $100, and I don't know if I would spend that money. I mean, maybe my mindset's changing, so I would spend that money, but I'm gonna have to like balance this all out. I mean, there's just so many factors when it comes to my life, like especially with dating and stuff. I think I'm realizing like how much I appreciate being single. And even when I was in Colombia, I met like a really nice girl. Kind of reminded me of my ex in a lot of ways, just like willing to do whatever I want. I mean, obviously, with dating those types of girls, though, I can never tell if it's about me or if it's about the lifestyle I'll bring to them. And yeah, when I got back into the United States, I was just thinking, like, wow, this place is so wealthy. Like, even this one house or one hotel costs $100, but it's kind of worth it because look at this place. It's so fucking nice. Like in Colombia, I'd spend $40. Sure, it's like, hey, at least I got through a day. I mean, yeah, I would spend $40 for a nice hotel in Colombia for one night. It's not worth it. The value's not there. Even though the country's like low cost of living, etc. So yeah, it's low cost of living, but it fucking sucks. It really sucks. I mean, I was like in a hotel in the center of the city, and in Colombia, I think this was Pereira, and it was a good hotel, but it's like it's not this. Like this is something else. The view right here already is way better than Colombia. So the value here is way higher. Like when you spend $1, you get quality. That's something I kind of like about the United States. But of course, the women are toxic. So because they're just too spoiled. I mean, there's not much you can do about that. So anyway, Colombia had nice girls and stuff, but even still, it was a lot of energy and effort to kind of find the ones that would like that I was kind of looking for, the ones that would fall in line and want to travel with me or something like that. I mean, there's probably a lot of them, but even to like communicate my thoughts and ideas, get it and install it to them and make them feel safe and comfortable, it's like a lot. It just takes so much time. And I'm already 34. It's like, why should I wait for that? Why don't I just go live my life and something stumbles on my lap? Great. But it just kind of, So I think that's what I'll do. And it's like I made some kind of deal or something where I almost thought like, hey, this girl is kind of poor or whatever. Like literally lives Estrada 1 or 2 or something like that. I think Estrada 2 or 3. I don't know. But I could just pay her the minimum wage of Colombia, take it out of my paycheck, and we could just go travel together. And she could help me out with random various things. In a way that doesn't sound so bad, but it's just so much of my time and energy to kind of teach her. I mean, she doesn't even know how to ride a bicycle, so it's like, let alone is she gonna figure out the paperwork and follow the visas and learn English quickly, and it's just so much to get somebody caught up with. Like I do kind of want to help you, but it's just not. I don't know. I'm sacrificing way too much of myself, and it's like, yeah, it's just not gonna happen. Because I want to be in like top 1% of earners. I want to be in the top like 1% of people who have longevity in their lives. And helping someone else like that, it's just like not putting myself first. I think it's always important to put yourself first, and then help other people out because you're in such a good position. But I'm not in quite that position. I don't feel like, I don't know. I need a year or two to even collect my thoughts. So let alone like help somebody else out and help them figure out their thoughts and teach them things, get them caught up. It's like I don't even know where my best priorities lie right now. I need to like use spreadsheets and become better at time management. But yeah. So I got lucky with this hotel here, and I'm thinking if I had a traveling bicycle or a folding bicycle, I could actually go explore Miami right now. Somewhat. I could go down the street, check out some things. I can't though. I'm kind of stuck to this hotel here. how far would I be able to go? I could probably go to that city right there. I could probably go visit Miami Beach in this one day. I mean, I'd have a few hours. Maybe I'd need like an extra day, but whatever. I mean, if I'm gonna travel through Miami anyway, I should have just done that. So, makes me think like, what is Miami really like? What does Miami Beach look like? I don't know. I've never been there. I'm so close. I've only had a folding bike in a little bit more time. But I don't. So, but if I do get a folding bike, I do use that for luggage. I can actually travel so easily. I won't have to pay an Uber. Like, even in Colombia, I was kind of living expensive. Like, I'm buying these $4 Ubers, and it's like, yeah, sure, $4 Uber, not that much in the grand scheme of things, but like, it adds up. And meanwhile, you can go to these better countries like the United States and just not use Uber and just have your folding bike. Probably go to the supermarket, cook your own food, or find good deals. I mean, half the food in restaurants is so shit, so shitty. It's like, I don't know. Today I was just looking at this hotel. I'm like, man, this hotel's amazing, but the food was shit. It's just like pizza, hot dogs, hamburgers. Like, holy crap! It's just the typical American lifestyle. It's like we have such nice scenery. Look at that. I see a bald eagle fucking flying by in this like perfect view of the swamp and these trees and clouds and just nice architecture and nice plants and stuff. Like, obviously, a lot of thought and detail was put into this. Looks like a Bob Ross painting almost, except real life. And it's like, yet this is what American citizens are capable of. Yeah, it's like we eat hamburgers and hot dogs, and we're all fat. And it's like, why? Man, why do people eat like shit in the United States? So I'm probably better off just making my own food anyway. I could go to the grocery store, just buy stuff, buy some blueberries, and buy, I don't know, stuff for the typical salad. Maybe get some canned beans or something. It's like right there, I already am eating 10 times healthier than the average American. It's like, I could probably put that stuff in one of those canister things that people have to like cook and travel at the same time. And it's like, if I have all of my 16 hours of my day free, I could probably spend 2 of those hours just figuring out food. And that would be enough to like prep the food, buy the food, consume the food. Yeah, I just have to figure out. Oh man, there's fish jumping out of this pond, this swamp, or whatever. It's so cool. But yeah, figure out like what's supposed to be in my backpack. Minimalize it. Get a canister. Get like buy stuff on the fly. Cook my own food, or go to like vegan restaurants if they're by. And that would be like my way of cooking. Like even Live Alive or whatever. Even though it's expensive, like $25, it's probably worth it. Especially if I'm like sleeping outside or sleeping in hotels and stuff every once in a while. It's definitely a good lifestyle. Way healthier than most people. And then I get to see the world. I get to like meet people. I don't know. It sounds pretty good to me. Also, exercise is something huge. Like, I don't really know how I would be able to exercise that well when I'm traveling, because obviously you don't have access to gym equipment, and I already don't value exercise as much as I want. But having more time would be the key. So I really kind of want to get put on unemployment. Obviously, I don't quite right now. So like my situation, obviously having giant paychecks come through is nice. But it is subtracting from my experiences in life, and sometimes I'm just so enthralled with work that I can't like unplug. But recently, this past year, I've been able to unplug way more, or these past like 3 months. No, this past year, because I've also had 2 jobs at once. Can't really fault this one job, but Yeah, having two jobs is so good, so good. Because sure, the first job was paying more, but when I compare the two jobs, and this job here, it's not paying quite as much as the first job, but pretty comparable, I would say. Like, what was it? First job was like 190. This one's like 160 or something a year. Okay, or whatever. And I don't know. I would take 30K just to be able to be pure remote, like really not give a shit. Unplug, only work like 2 hours a day, 2 to 3 hours. It's a really good deal. The other job would never be able to allow that. The other job was asking so much. Uh, like this job, we have not even thought about internationalization. As a giant global enterprise company, and the other job, it's like internationalization, and I was like, I literally felt like I had 8 jobs, and it's like I was actually doing it. I'm like, hey, this, and but the boomer boss did not value it, um, or he just didn't have the money to pay because he's just in debt, maxing out his credit card to try to pay for business expenses, and it's just funny. It's just very very funny. Um, yeah. So what else do I want to say? I don't think much else. The other thing I guess I need to figure out is buying a home. I don't know if I want to buy a home anytime soon, but something that's interesting about the housing market in the United States is homes are just going to keep going up in value. That's almost like definitive. The question is, are they going to go up faster in value than the VTSAX? I don't think that's true. I mean, that could be true depending on the home, the particular situation, but I think home value or buying a home, it's really about finding something you really want to be. I don't think I could ever find that because I just find traveling to be so adventureful and so nice. The only thing I don't like about travel is the inconsistency. Like I want to be able to sleep on time every day. I want to go to gym every single day. And this life I'm living now is just too all over the place. But I don't know if that's because I'm traveling or because I haven't like systematized my time. And yeah, obviously traveling brings up all sorts of issues. So it could be nice to have it. Obviously, it's nice to have your own place because when you need to plug in your computer, you just plug in your computer. You go to work. You don't even move your computer; just hit the on button. But when you're traveling, it's like maybe you need to be charging your computer. So that already brings up so many like issues and questions. It's like, do I need a travel power bank or something, or like, do I need to go into the Starbucks and like get charge up my computer and then internet? Am I gonna have spotty internet? Do I need to get a mobile card? Uh, et cetera, et cetera. Obviously, not impossible, but yeah, especially when you're living this tent life, like, are you gonna really find um, like a consistent time to like work on your computer? Probably gonna spend a lot of time like pedaling or driving or whatever, like moving yourself and your stuff. And then once you get to a place, you're probably gonna be exhausted, looking for food, and then like buying stuff, talking to people, sightseeing. I don't know if you're gonna have time to really like sit there and work on a list of like the top 5 things I want to focus on. One is health. I think you could still focus on health pretty easily. The second thing was financial freedom. I think that as long as I keep working for a bit more, I'll eventually be financially free. Probably like a year or two, and then obviously you're minimized in terms of like being a minimalist and traveling. So not paying for like houses and stuff. So you're gonna be pretty wealthy in that sense. And third thing I put was working on like my own company, like my own thing, like something I can put out there to the world that like gains attention. It's like my mark on the world, kind of. The fourth thing was just like going on hikes and stuff more, being out there more, exploring more in nature, which traveling will obviously bring. And then the fifth thing was talking to people and like telling things how it is, speaking the truth, trying to make like some kind of impact. I think that's something that's so underlooked by most people. Like most people, like sure they'll buy a home, they'll be successful in like their job or something. They'll have made a lot of money, but it's like is the world gonna remember them? No. I know it's like Ecclesiastes or whatever, like Bible talking here. It's like everything's smoke and stuff. So I can't really say anything, but about it. But I don't know. There's still something to be said about trying to be like a Steve Jobs type of person, and that kind of lifestyle, like being a Steve Jobs, is so kind of weird. Ugh, like, sure, he was old. He got into like his 50s. He was very impactful in the world, but then he just died, and it's like all that stuff that he worked for. Is it really worth it? Why do people aspire to be like him so much? And he had all that money, sure. It's like, but then he didn't get to use it. So he's kind of like the perfect example of what you shouldn't be, right? It's like you have all this money, you didn't get to use it. It was digitized time. It just meant that you worked a lot up front. And sure, you like left a mark on the world, but you're gonna be forgotten anyway, right? And I don't know. I argue if it's even a good thing that he invented or made it easier for people to be sucked on their smartphones because people are just wasting so much of their time being stuck on those smartphones instead of like creating an impact like he did. And I don't know. We'll see. I think things are actually getting better. So probably the rate at which people are developing new stuff is increasing. Um, but yeah, I just want to. I want to have an artistic outlook. I want like you see the scenery here, and it looks beautiful, and it's like, why can't you make something beautiful with your one life, right? And yeah, why not make a beautiful painting with your life instead of just the blackness that most people have with their paintings because they just get stuck in their rut trying to chase those houses or money or dollar signs instead of making a beautiful painting. But all right, anyway, I think I said enough. Hopefully I get some clarity on how I want to move forward in my life. But yeah, I'm really enjoying traveling, so definitely going to probably do more of that. I don't know if I'm going to go back to Colombia. Probably not. I think, if anything, it was nice to visit a place like Colombia so I could have more perspective on travel. I don't think I've traveled enough. So I'm going to keep traveling. Um, yeah, travel with this job for a while. If I get laid off, unemployment up, and then keep traveling, and then maybe come back, work a bit, go back on unemployment, keep traveling, and yeah, and not work very hard. That's for sure. Or if I do work hard, hopefully on my own stuff, um, and really get to unplug, but also like be effective at my job. I mean, I'm already pretty effective. Like I'm getting a lot more stuff done than other people, even though I'm only doing 2 hours a day. But that's because I focus on what really needs to get done rather than just blind stuff or spending a lot of time doing nothing. Um, yeah. So anyway, just a quick update in Miami and my life. So hopefully I'll remember this and hopefully I'll be able to look back and be like, yes, things just went up from there. Uh, yeah, it's been fun. All right, peace.